Well, everyone, it's finally happening. Halo is coming to PlayStation and it's kind of nuts. Shocking, but also not that shocking, unfortunately, as this was sort of expected. So what's happened? Let's get into it. So just over a week ago or so, it was announced that Halo Studios was remaking the original Halo, now titled Halo Campaign Evolved. More on that a bit later. Unlike the previous mainline game, Halo Infinite, the remake is being made in Unreal Engine 5, a first for the franchise after the studio decided to move away from the proprietary engine, Slipspace. As is standard with UE5, the game looks gorgeous, and on screen you can see a comparison between the remake and the original. This video is by UberNick, and the link to his full video is in the description to check out. Now, the original Halo came out in 2001, so it's no surprise really to see the graphical difference between the two. But it genuinely looks great. The lighting and the colour of the environments and just the general tone, it looks really nice. Wanting to stay faithful to the original, the studio revealed some new features will be added that are more in line with modern shooters, such as sprinting, vehicle damage, and you can now even pick up enemy weapons, which wasn't a feature until Halo 2. They also detailed that they re-recorded the voice lines with the original actors, and there'll be 3 new prequel missions added, focusing on Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson. Now we don't know anything more than that, and I expect these to be quite short, but it's a nice addition. One feature that is not coming with the remake is the multiplayer. Now I know this will be a disappointment for some, but it kind of makes sense. Halo Infinite is still receiving updates, and the studios wouldn't want to release 2 multiplayer games at the same time and split the player base. The remake has a release window of 2026, but no specific date has been announced, and we don't know if it'll be early or late 2026. We also don't know the price yet. General consensus seems to be that it will release about $50, which seems to be about the sweet spot to me. As again, this is just the remake of the campaign, there's no multiplayer, and this isn't a new mainline game for the franchise. Of course, we aren't sure what Microsoft will want to do. Will they release it at the full 70, or maybe even 80 like they tried to do with Outer Worlds 2? Though I think it's unlikely. We'll have to wait and see, but we did get the Oblivion remaster earlier this year, and that also released at 50. Now onto the big talking point of this announcement, the confirmed release on PlayStation 5. This will mark the first Halo to come out on PlayStation, and it just seems weird, honestly. Still, Master Chief is the face of Xbox. And as I mentioned in my previous video, this really sort of shows the path that Xbox is headed down on. With Phil Spencer saying there are no red lines with what games can land where, and the seeming shift in direction for Xbox turning more into a third-party publisher, this Halo announcement really solidifies that now no games are off limits, and we really are seeing the end of Xbox exclusives. Personally, I think there's no argument now. We will see games like Elder Scrolls 6, State of Decay, Gears of War, and even Fable. They'll all come to PlayStation. Possibly not day one, but as time goes on, I think even that will cease to be a thing for Xbox. Now, whilst this black cloud has surrounded the announcement, are there any positives? Well, Halo has been one of the most influential games in the FPS genre, and specifically this remake, remade for modern hardware, will no doubt find a new audience, either people that are not old enough to have grown up with the original, or are just lifelong PlayStation players. There's been a lot of talk about remakes over the last few years, mostly with how people are getting more and more frustrated with them. How many times has Skyrim been re-released over the last 14 years, and we still haven't got Elder Scrolls 6? Even Naughty Dog, their last release was in 2020 with The Last of Us Part 2, and since then, apart from the announcement of Intergalactic, all we've had is The Last of Us Remake, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and then the news of the cancellation of The Last of Us multiplayer game. I do actually think remakes have their place, as long as they aren't taking too many resources from new IPs or continuations of existing IPs. Games like the original Halo, the Oblivion remaster, and the rumoured Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed Black Flag remakes that are in the works. These games are fairly old now. They're dated, and not just graphically, but they feel quite clunky to go back and revisit today. With the technology we have, I'm all for being able to re-experience these games after so many years. The stories, the characters that inhabit these worlds. We just don't need them every generation. But that's what's been happening. Let me know your thoughts on the remake down below, and if you made it to this part of the video, thanks. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and maybe even a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.